What's going on, guys? Foamyy here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the new agent coming to Valorant, code name Mage. Now everything in this video is subject to change, as most of the video we will be covering like leaks and teases and stuff like that, so make sure to take everything I say with a grain of salt. But let's go ahead and get right into it. Now before we start heading into the details, guys, I just wanted to let you guys know that actually 80% of you guys that watch my videos aren't actually subscribed, so it would really mean a lot to me if you guys would go ahead and click that subscribe button. And I mean, come on, it's free and I would really appreciate it. And if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like, as it'll push it out to more people. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the video now. So many people are assuming that this new agent will be Indian. As for exactly what country he's from, we're not exactly sure yet, but everybody has come to this idea because of how closely the agent's rumored name is. More on that in a second, but it's closely related to a Hindu god named Varuna, aka the Hindu god of oceans, the rain, water, stuff like that. And a good majority of Hindu is practiced within South Asia / India, so many people assume that the next agent is going to be Indian or from India. But we'll just have to wait and see, because that's not exactly confirmed yet. But going back to what I was saying, the agent's name is Varun Batra. I hope I'm getting that correctly. We know this because of a email that Brimstone received from Fade, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw the screenshot on screen now so you guys can go ahead and look. As you know, they are always on the lookout for new agents, aka Riot Games making an excuse for them to add agents to the game. But the email says, the keeper of Legion's new power source has a name, Varun Batra. I ran a trace on his alpha counterpart. Turns out he's a Realm operative. I freelanced for Realm years ago, multinational task force recovering historical artifacts from black market trade. My first question, why does Legion need an antiques expert? I haven't spoke to Realm in ages, but I'll put you in touch. Now, to me, this seems like the Valorant team has been keeping tabs on this corporation or whatever Legion is, and wants to meet the leader or CEO, if you will, of this corporation, whatever it is. But also, I just want to say that I'm sure there is some lore backstory to this that I am completely missing, and you know, I won't be able to inform you guys in this video what that is, mostly because I just don't keep up with the lore for Valorant like that. Like, I don't keep up with it super crazy. So if you guys do know anything about the lore of Valorant and what Legion is, or you know, what they're talking about, or Realm for that matter of fact, it seems like it's another company, like a task force of some sort. It would really mean a lot if you guys would go ahead and comment down below and just kind of inform me about what's going on here in terms of the lore. I would really like to know, because you know, it seems very interesting. So as of today, as I'm writing this script, we just now got a leaked screenshot of what the agent's abilities are going to be. I'm gonna go ahead and put them on screen, and we'll go ahead and cover them all together. So let's just go ahead and move on to the first ability, which is called Bubble, and it's an E, and it says, equip Bubble and enter into phase state to place down a bubble by pressing the ability key. Activate to create an impenetrable bubble. Bullets cannot pass through it. Now this sounds pretty similar to what Astra is doing, or what Astra has done in the past, and that's like, you enter into a phase, place down the star, you're then able to pop the smoke whenever you want, yada yada yada. But it seems like they've mixed it up with a little bit of Gibraltar from Apex Legends, where you throw a bubble on the ground and bullets aren't able to fire into it, but you're not allowed to shoot out of it either, so it becomes kind of like a thing you have to play around. We'll have to see how this plays in game, whether or not it's more like a regular smoke, like smokes we've been using, or if you know, you're going to be playing a little bit more defensively with this. And we'll just have to wait and see how it plays in game. But so far, this sounds like a really interesting ability, and you know, it'll add some uniqueness to the character in terms of, you know, smokes that aren't able to get shot through. But moving on to the next ability, which is called the Tartarus Pit, aka the Q, and this says, equip a Tartarus charger, fire to launch a crippling shot that deals some damage and slows players within its zone. So this to me seems like it might be similar to Sage Slow, but you know, this time when it pops or when it first goes off, it does a little bit of damage, kind of like when Ray's nade first you know, blows up before it goes off into the smaller pieces of the grenade. It kind of reminds me of that, or at least that's what it's sounding like. Once again, we won't know for sure until, you know, the agent's released and we'll be able to play him or her. So we'll just have to wait and see what this is looking like, but it sounds like it's gonna be a nice switch up from like the Chamber Sage kind of, you know, 2 Sentinels ish, where those are the only 2 that are able to slow down the enemy other than maybe an Astra Pull. As a Smokes player, this seems kind of interesting to read about. We'll just have to wait and see what it plays like. And now on to the last ability before the ult. The C is called the Vision Taker, and this says equip a distortion wall launcher. Fire to create a small line of distortion. Enemies will briefly get blinded if they walk through it. So this, to me, sounds like it's probably going to be on the same level of as an Astra wall, maybe a bit smaller, you know, kind of the size of a Sage wall, or like, you know, the length of a Sage wall, but it'll blind people as they push through it. So maybe there's a way that you can destroy it, or, you know, maybe you'll just have to wait it out. We'll just have to wait and see, but that'll be quite interesting to see if it's much more of a, like, you want to hang on to this until they're absolutely pushing onto the site, rather than, you know, like the Smokes, where it's, you know, more expendable and you can just kind of use them to block them out, block info, you know, that sort of stuff. So we'll just have to wait and see. Now moving on to the alt, it's called the Golem, and this says equip the Golem doll. Fire to throw down the doll. All teammates in the radius will get a regeneration buff and enemies will get a decay buff. Lasts for the duration until destroyed by enemies. Now this sounds absolutely crazy. I don't even know what to think of this one, but it kind of sounds like a KJ ult, but it's going to be moving around and do a little bit more than just clear out corners and stuff, and it gives your team a buff. Plus, it gives the enemy team a decay buff, which is just, you know, insane. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out in game, but so far, this sounds like this ability is going to be absolutely broken, and I can't wait to play it, because, you know, finally we have a broken Smokes character, am I right? And with that being said, that has been everything we know so far about Mage, aka Valorant's next agent. Now, as I said before, a lot could change, so take this video with a grain of salt, but it gives you an idea about what's up next for Valorant, and for me, this is pretty hype. Getting a new smoker is exactly what I've been asking for, and as I said earlier, I'm a Smokes main, and have been since I started playing the game, and the last new smoker, I think, was Astra, all the way back in episode 2, I'm pretty sure, and it's just nice that Riot pays attention to all aspects of the game, and not just one. You know, not just focusing on the duelists or, you know, the initiators or anything. They really take into account all aspects of the game that need to be buffed, and I think Smokes right now are some of the most boring classes to play, but at the same time, it's some of the most necessary classes to have. So it just it really gets tiring when you have to play the same Smokes over and over and over again for the same maps over and over and over again. So hopefully this new agent will be a lot of fun, and it'll hopefully bring a lot of people to, you know, actually try out Smokes and not just like brush them off as the support class, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I've been Foamyy, you guys have been awesome, and I'm out.
Lost up to the girl in my math class. I'm rich and you broke, bitch. I have to